Paz has been called the gateway to the Sea of Cortez and the city of 150,000 friendly residents, nestled on the shores of southern Baja, is a unique mix of the old and the new. Located 900 miles south of the California border, La Paz is just a short 2-hour plane flight from Los Angeles and is serviced by the modern La Paz Airport, where daily flights bring visitors, sports enthusiasts, fishermen, divers, and tourists from around the world. The city itself borders the beautiful and tranquil Bay of La Paz, an area rich in history from the first native inhabitants through its days of pirates, conquistadores, and Spanish missionaries. It is currently the capital of the state of southern Baja, the 1,000-mile-long peninsula jutting south from California and separated from mainland Mexico by the blue waters of the Sea of Cortez. As such, it is the seat of government and the site of the university, museum, and a national aquarium, as well as the hub for many prominent businesses and cultural activities. Visitors to the city will be surprised to find that in many ways, La Paz is a modern city with modern amenities but retains much of its old world charm. Centuries-old cobblestone streets and narrow alleyways stretch from the busy Malecon waterfront back towards the old Mission Cathedral and the town's central plaza. Taxi cabs are available everywhere, but everything is close. Walking is the way to get around in this part of town, and strollers will find charmingly quaint restaurants, sidewalk cafes, shops, and musicians along the palm-lined waterfront and nearby streets. Don't be in a hurry. Take your time. Much of the city still takes a siesta at midday to lunch at one of the many al fresco seafood stands, then coming out in the evenings to catch the Mexican sunset to the sounds of strummed guitars and dining by candlelight or dancing in the warm Mexican evening. The state of Baja, Mexico is a 1,000-mile-long finger of land extending south from California. This geologic wonder separated eons ago from the mainland Mexican continent and is now separated by the Sea of Cortez, also known as the Gulf of California. First encountered by Spanish conquistadors, these early explorers found a vast and incredible land of jagged mountains, high mesas, and cactus-covered lowlands, inhabited by native tribes who left many ancient cave paintings that can still be seen today. Bracketed by its northernmost city of Tijuana to the north and famous Cabo San Lucas to the south, the Baja Peninsula boasts more than 2,000 miles of coastline from the Pacific Ocean to the west and the Sea of Cortez to the east. Jacques Cousteau called the Sea of Cortez the aquarium of the world, and with more than 700 known species of fish, it's easy to see why. Here in these deep, warm waters, nutrients come from the deep, bringing with it huge stocks of baitfish, followed by world-class game fish that Baja has become famous for. This is the place for world records, and arguably the waters of Baja have been the site of more world records than any other destination on the planet. La Paz itself has been named as one of the top 5 destinations in the world to go hand-to-hand with tuna, wahoo, dorado, striped marlin, blue marlin, black marlin, sailfish, among many others. You almost never know what you'll catch, as more than 24 game fish species inhabit the La Paz waters. From huge dog-tooth snapper along the nearby rocky shorelines to the sugary white beaches that have been called the rooster fish capital of the world, La Paz has it all. Blue water, inshore, light tackle, fly riding. If you've got the urge, La Paz will test any angler from the novice to the most experienced. Most fishing is close to shore for even the largest game fish series, and anglers are never out of sight of land. Waters are generally calm, and often you can see the bottom when fishing. Seasickness is a rarity. We don't travel far for our game fish, and many of the largest are caught within casting distance of the beach or only minutes from the shore. The emphasis here is on fishing and action, not long boat rides, because we don't spend a lot of time trolling or traveling long distances to find our fish. Most of our fishing is done with dead or live bait with no complicated lures or rigs, and is simple enough for even the first-time fishermen in the hands of our experienced guides. Kids and families are most welcome and can do as well as any veteran angler. Because we're so close, most fishing is done on pangas, open 22-foot seaworthy skiffs, specifically built for sport fishing and the comfort of our anglers. This is as close to the action as you can get without getting into the water, as you go one-on-one with the kind of world-class game fish most anglers only dream about. Our two fleets serve two distinct areas. Coming to La Paz is like getting double destinations for the price of one. Our Los Arenas fleets require an hour drive to the beach to depart for the fishing grounds around the southern end of the famous Soralvo Island, Punta Arenas, Muertos Bay, and the 88 spot. This is some of the most pristine fishing ground in the world, especially famous for roosterfish, pargo, tuna, and wahoo, as well as sailfish and dorado during different times of the year. Our other fleet fishes straight north out of La Paz, and most anglers are picked up right from the waterfront behind their hotels. Heading out of the Bay of La Paz, you're out to hunt the fertile fishing waters of Espiritu Santo Island, North Soralvo, Punta Coyote, El Rosario, the Charo Bank, and the famous El Bajo Bank. Hold on to your socks, because this is where epic battles are won and lost. Huge blue marlin and black marlin roam these waters. Dozens of bull dorado can explode at any time, or schools of 100-pound tuna or huge yellowtail can tear tackle out of your hand faster than any fish you've ever seen, and can bring an angler to their knees with exhaustion. Nothing fancy, this is stand-up fishing at its best. Catch and release of fish is encouraged, and we practice CPR, that's catch, photo, and release whenever we can. However, anglers are welcome to take home whatever fish they wish within limits, and most anglers love bringing home freshly caught game fish. Bring an ice chest and some Ziploc bags. Your skipper will clean your catch, which is then put on ice and frozen at your hotel until you're ready to take it home. Now, for our Tailhunter clients, we do have the ability not only to freeze your fish, but we also have the ability to commercially vacuum seal your fish as well. We've got commercial vacuum sealers. And what we do every day is we cut and we trim your fish, we put it in special vacuum seal bags, and then we put them in the commercial sealers, label it, date it, and have it specially ready just for you. This is not complicated fishing. Since the emphasis is on action rather than on travel, and most of our fishing is done with dead and live bait rather than trolling, gear is pretty simple. A good supply of hooks should be on your tackle list. Also, although you're welcome to bring heavier gear, relatively light tackle in the 30 and 40-pound class is most common, with a growing number of anglers pushing the envelope with ultralight tackle, more common to freshwater fishing. We rarely use weights, as most fishing is done by simply casting baits to boiling fish or drift fishing over known areas of game fish. Basic gear is available to rent, so just add sunglasses, a hat, some shorts, and a comfortable t-shirt, and you're ready to fish. Don't forget your camera, as it's not unusual to encounter whales, dolphins, sea turtles, and manta rays. You might also want to bring a mask and snorkel in case you decide to pull over at any of dozens of deserted beaches.
Hey, you fly fishermen, you want to try something different, something exciting? You gotta try saltwater fly fishing down here in La Paz, California. I tried this about 12 years ago, and I am hooked. Let me tell you, this is one sport. If you're tired of fishing for little trout, or little steelhead, or salmon, you gotta give saltwater fly fishing a try. Dorado, sailfish, yellowtail, tuna, they'll bust you, they jump, they fly. I mean, they just go all over the place. They drive you crazy. And there's nothing like it anywhere. If you want an acrobatic fish, you gotta hook up a Dorado. They will tear you apart.
Hi there, this is Jonathan from Tailhunter International here in La Paz. We're fishing just off Punta Perico, and we're into a nice Dorado bite today. I wanted to give you a sample of the type of gear that we use. Most of our fishing is done with dead and live bait. And what I have here is a 30-pound outfit. It's on a very light rod, and what I have here is an old Shimano Triton reel. It's nothing very complicated. You don't need a lot of extensive gear here. If you came down with a 30-pound outfit, you're going to be pretty much good to go. There are many different brands that work good, a lot of different manufacturers, all of them are great. This happens to be an old Shimano. This is probably about 20 years old. It's think an old war horse, but this will service you very, very well. But there's also a lot of great companies, Daiwa, Penn, Shimano, Avette, Accurate, all make very good reels. If you came down here with a 30 or 40 pound outfit, it's probably going to be pretty good. This one's getting bit right now. I'll be back at you later. This is Jonathan from Tailhunter International. Many of the hotels have spas where you can get pedicures, manicures, facials, full body massages. They have steam rooms. They have a lot of the amenities that you would like to see in a resort, and those are the resorts that we pick when we place you and book you here in the city of La Paz with Tailhunter International. If you happen to be one of the folks who doesn't fish or is not into the water activities such as scuba diving, kayaking, or as I said, fishing, there is a lot to do in the city of La Paz. If you're ready for world-class underwater excitement, La Paz is your next scuba diving destination. With more than 700 species of known fish, imagine dropping down through waters with over 100 feet of visibility and reach temperatures in the mid-80s or even warmer. This is legendary water offering a variety of diving opportunities, from reefs to wrecks, wall dives to underwater seamounts. 40-foot whale sharks, killer whales, dolphin, giant Pacific manta rays are just some of the underwater sea life you might encounter on any given day. If you've ever wanted to be part of the aquarium, don't forget our sea lion colony, with hundreds of playful sea lions and thousands of fish, ideal for the novice or seasoned diver. For advanced divers, La Paz is known as one of only 3 places on Earth where schools of hammerhead sharks congregate in deep water and can be the dive of a lifetime, as dozens or more hammerheads circle around. Full dive services are available, as well as mixed gas, nitrox, and night dives. The way we feel here at Tailhunter International, and personally how I feel about having you down, is, you know what, I've really been blessed with a spectacular backyard. I kind of feel like a kid because I've been allowed to have this great space around me, and the way we look at things is I want all my friends to come down and play in my backyard here in the Sea of Cortez and in La Paz. I'd like to share this backyard and all the cool adventures I have. These are my toys. This is my backyard. I'd like you to come down. We want to put a smile on your face when you come down. We'd like to send you back home with a smile, maybe add a few pounds because you've had some great food, get a good suntan, but basically decompress and enjoy the great things that we have. As I said, we've really been blessed here, and we'd like to share this with you someday here in the Sea of Cortez and in La Paz with Tailhunter International.
Jumping, they would kick. What was the one came right out of the water?
One came out of the water chasing the bait. The bait came out of the water, the fish came out of the water chasing it.
It was very much of a struggle for a beginner, you know, and it took me 2 hours to land it, but he jumped quite a bit and he swallowed the bait whole, so it was really hooked tight and he couldn't get away, but he kept sounding, and then he'd come up to the top and shake his head, shake the hook, and then he'd sound again and come up again, and he did that for an hour and a half. Finally, he tired out before I tired out.
Yeah, we got 3 bulls and 6 females.
6 females.
And they were pretty good size. They were like 40, 45 pounds.
I want to do this every day. An hour and a half. I'm an old man. This thing almost wore me out, Jonathan.
You have fun?
Absolutely. Awesome. Ah, it's heavy. This is my fish.
It was a good day. It was a good day. We got a big Dorado, 35, 40 pounds or so.
Tailhunter International and rip some lip. Cannot say enough for the guy. In fact, all the guys you have working for you work their tails off.
We hooked up our biggest fish on our bass rod up to that point of the day, and continued to hook up 4 more. And the bass rod was the first one off, and our skipper put it back in the water and got a 45-pound bull. We landed 5 fish in about a half an hour. Best day of my life.
Tailhunter International has made me feel like an old friend. I've told Jonathan that before. He's so good at making you feel comfortable and like you've been friends for years that I feel like I've been his friend for years. Simple as that.
Well, you know, Jonathan pays attention to detail. It's just everything is taken care of.
Yeah, I'm coming back. No problem.
You know, I'm going to stick with him. He just does a fantastic job. There's other people out there, but why change when you got the best?
My fishing day was excellent. I got the caviar of the fish. That's good to charge the battery.
What battery?
You know what battery, don't give me that.
That's the eggs of the fish, right?
That's right, that's the eggs of the fish.
Your next trip to La Paz, hook up with Jonathan Roldan's Tailhunter International and rip some lip. Cannot say enough for the guy.